Okay, hello Cloud Gurus, and welcome to this lecture. You're going to learn about App Engine. So first off, what is App Engine? Well, let me answer a slightly different question than you're expecting and say that App Engine is in scope of the exam. But if you're wondering what App Engine as a service is, let me say that it is different. App Engine is the OG. No, not the original Guru like I'm sure you're thinking. It's the original Google Cloud service. App Engine is really what kicked off the whole Google Cloud platform. Okay, so App Engine is actually fairly easy to learn the basics, but, and I hope you don't hate me too much for this is actually a really good test of your independence. I'll explain more in a minute. Now let me say that App Engine is actually a lot deeper than it first seems. And if you wind up diving really deep into App Engine, you'll see that it is quite powerful. And you know what they say, right? With great power comes great restriction. Oh wait, maybe that's not quite it. But that's kind of how things work in technology. Often, when things are restricted in one way, that means that it can offer you some benefit in another way. But okay, back to that thing about independence. It's homework time. I'm expecting you to take advantage of some of the resources that are outside of this course that are really critical to your learning journey. Now, throughout this entire course, I have been crafting specific labs for you to do to target certain learning objectives. I've designed a bunch of labs to cover a lot of material, but my focus has primarily been on developing your mental model. If you have the right mental model, you can keep adding to it, and that is a critical aspect of a successful cloud engineer. I'm sure you've gotten the message by now, but it's not what you remember, it's what you understand that really matters. I've been trying to develop you into the type of cloud engineer that I would be willing to work with. The type of person who can go and have a solid conversation about how the Google Cloud works and how it can be used for a system that's being designed. The type of person who's moving our team and our project forward, not holding us back. That kind of person knows how to stand on their own 2 feet. They know what resources are available to them for when they come across something they don't yet know. Technology is not static. It changes at a crazy fast pace, and you have to keep up. Actually, if you want to succeed, you have to keep ahead. So my challenge to you here is to pick 2 labs for you to explore App Engine. I want at least one of those labs to be a code lab that you would do in your trial account. This is a link to all of the Google Cloud Code Labs, and there are many of them that have to do with App Engine. I also want you to pick at least one Qwiklab. Now, Qwiklab is owned by Google, and you'll have to make a separate Qwiklab account to be able to do those labs, but the Google App Engine labs should be free, and I've linked to all of the free Qwiklabs for you. Again, there are several that have to do with App Engine. Now, there is so much variety here, and even just picking the labs is almost as much the homework as actually doing the labs for real. But because I want you to explore that variety, I want you to choose at least one lab that does not deploy with containers. That would be using App Engine Standard, where you give it the code and it runs it. But I want you to choose at least one lab that does use containers. Now, this is not Kubernetes, this is App Engine Flexible. And as a hint, the free Qwiklabs do not include App Engine Flexible. Those are all App Engine Standard labs. One more thing that I'd like you to do is to choose at least 2 different programming languages. App Engine supports a bunch of different languages, and I want you to use more than one of them. But don't worry, because all of the code is always provided in these labs. So my expectations for you doing this homework, well, let me start with the first one and say that you should make a brand new project. Well, when you're doing it in your own trial account anyway, Qwiklabs will automatically make a brand new project for you each time you run a lab. But when you're doing these labs, I expect you to pay attention to what you're doing, what GCP is asking you, what GCP is reporting to you in its messages, and what GCP actually does. Poke around in the console. Take a look at what happens. When you run something in App Engine, do you see any GCE instances appear? What do you see in the console? And what is it telling you that it's doing? I am also expecting here that you will learn about these valuable lab resources. Code Labs and Quick Labs are both excellent, and you will definitely want to look for other ones in those families to close off other gaps that you identify in your understanding before your exam. Now, I also expect that you will discuss this on the course forum. That's not cheating. It's expected. If you want to succeed in your learning journey, I hope you'll really take advantage of this. I'm really not trying to dodge responsibility here. I'm doing this because I think it's important. I'm doing this because I think this is actually better for you. Tough love, as it were. But like I said, still supportive. Well, all right. I expect you to have questions. Please let me know what they are. And when you've worked through these things, then please join me in the next lecture. Thank you.